Good afternoon, this is the World News at 12 on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I am Solomon of FM. And here are the top stories from our world news. Bombshell interview exposes Defense Minister Matawalle of using police hit squad and colluding with bandits in Zamfara. Presidency confirms release of 130 abducted Niger State school children. Dangote launches a nationwide PMS sales at 739 naira via MRS stations. NCC slams telcos over poor telecom services. On our international news, Russian general killed by car bomb in Moscow. And in sports, Morocco secured 2-0 victory over Comoros in AFCON 2025 opening games. Those are our top stories. Details coming up shortly. We begin the world news at 12 with a bombshell interview by a former aide to Nigeria's Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, where he leveled explosive allegations against his former principal, accusing him of colluding with security operatives to eliminate perceived enemies and protect allies, as well as facilitating dealings with notorious bandit leaders during his tenure as governor of Zamfara State. Matawalle, who served as governor of Zamfara State until 2023, was appointed Minister of State for Defense by President Bola Tinubu in August 2023. The allegations were made by Musa Muhammad Kamara, also known as Musa Kamarawa, in an interview with a Hausa language media platform, excerpts of which have since circulated widely on social media. Kamara, who identified himself as a former senior special assistant SSA to Matawalle when the latter was governor of Zamfara State, claimed that the minister has police officers working for him who kill whomever he orders and spare whomever he chooses. According to Kamara, his troubles began in 2021 when he was invited by security operatives for questioning over allegations that the Zamfara state government had procured vehicles for armed bandits operating in the state. Kamara said the invitation followed claims attributed to a cleric, Malam Murtala Asada, that the government had purchased vehicles for bandit leaders including Bello Turji and Halilu Sububu. In what amounts to one of the most damning aspects of his claims, Kamara said he confirmed to security operatives that vehicles were indeed procured for bandits leaders during Matawalle's governorship, describing it as part of the government engagement strategy at the time. He further claimed that he personally facilitated the procurement of another Hilux vehicle for the bandits leader, adding that criminal gangs operated with impunity during that period. Kamara expressed frustration that, according to him, what was once openly discussed within government circles was later reframed as a criminal conspiracy when political tides shifted. Throughout the interview, Kamara repeatedly swore by the Holy Quran to affirm the veracity of his claims, invoking divine punishment if he was lying. He went further to challenge Matawalle to publicly deny the allegations under oath. The federal government has secured the release of 130 kidnapped school children whisked away by gunmen from the St. Mary's Primary and Secondary School Papiro in Niger State. A presidential spokesman, Sunday Dare, announced these on his official X handle on Sunday. The post was accompanied by a photo of smiling children and a woman. Over 300 children, teachers and other staff members were kidnapped by the gunmen who stormed the Catholic school in the early hours of November 21. Sources said the gunmen, who arrived in large numbers riding on over 60 motorcycles and accompanied by a van, shot the school's gatekeeper, leaving him with serious injuries. The state government, while condemning the attack, said it had earlier issued a clear directive suspending all construction activities and ordering the temporary closure of all boarding schools within the affected zone as a precautionary measure, a claim the school authorities denied. The Niger attack was the latest in a series of abductions involving school children and came less than a week after bandits kidnapped over 20 girls from the Government Girls Comprehensive Senior Secondary School in Maga, Kebbi State. Days later, the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) disclosed that 50 of the children escaped from captivity. The exact number of those who were kidnapped from the school is still unclear, as CAN had earlier said 315 people were taken away. Away from insecurity stories now to Dangote refinery and petrochemicals has commenced nationwide sales of premium motor spirit PMS as a pump price of 739 naira per litre across all MRS Oil Nigeria PLC filling stations. This move represents a significant milestone in the refinery's mission to deliver affordable fuel to Nigerians and stabilize the downstream petroleum market. With over 2,000 MRS stations nationwide, the new pricing is expected to be implemented across all outlets, ensuring that the benefits of this reduction reach consumers nationwide. In its statement, the refinery commended marketers who have embraced the new pricing regime and urged others to follow suit in interest of national economic recovery. Historically, the festive season has been associated with fuel scarcity and a sharp price highs. However, Dangote refinery has delivered a decisive market intervention, crashing pump prices at a time Nigerians typically brace for hardship. Backed by a guaranteed daily supply of 50 million liters, this initiative fundamentally alters the supply dynamics during the holiday period. By refining locally at scale, the refinery is reducing Nigeria's exposure to volatile global markets, conserving foreign exchange, stabilizing the naira, and strengthening energy security. These sustained price cuts and steady supply are providing relief to households, businesses, and transport operators nationwide. The refinery also issued a stern warning against attempts by unscrupulous operators to create artificial scarcity in response to the price reduction, calling on government agencies to act decisively. Consumers were advised to resist purchasing fuel at inflated prices when cheaper, high-quality alternatives are already and readily available. The Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has read the right acts to telecom operators in the country to step up their services or incur the wrath of the regulators. The Commission's Riot Act may not be connected with the persistent complaints from subscribers that the operators have been giving them epileptic telecom services since the Yuletide. However, to prove the seriousness of its threat, the operator and the regulator has released a data-driven report it developed in partnership with Ookla, a global leader in network intelligence and performance measurement, showing where each network stands in network performance. It cautions telcos with performance deficits to prioritize investment in network stability, particularly in reducing jitter and latency to meet subscribers' growing demands for quality services. For instance, the report shows that latency and jitters are negatively impacting Globacom network, giving its subscribers unpleasant user experience. According to the data, network performance in Nigeria is increasingly polarized, with some operators making significant strides in high-speed delivery, while others continue to struggle with consistency. However, the report said MTN has the strongest national profile by consistently delivering high download and upload throughput alongside stable latency and jitter values. For Airtel, the report noted a performance dip as the sector transitions towards 5G and highlighted that latency remains an area for improvement. but it praised the network for maintaining a competitive edge in urban download speed via its 4G network. Analysis of T2, that former M Mobile, showed variable performance across different regions, and while occasioned high speed peaks were recorded, the data indicates a significant gap in its overall national quality of service. On health matters now, Nigeria recorded 33 new confirmed cases of Lassa fever in epidemiological week 49, with the national case fatality rate CFR rising to 18.2%, according to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC). The agency reported that the new infections from Bauchi, Ondo, Edo and Taraba State brought the cumulative number of confirmed cases in 2025 to 1,069, with 8 deaths recorded during the period. Excuse me. In its latest Lassa fever situation report covering December 1 to 7, 2025, the NCDC said the 8 deaths translated to a CFR of 24.2% for the week. It added that a total 9,041 suspected cases and 7 probable cases had been reported nationwide this week, with cumulative deaths rising to 195, resulting in an overall CFR of 18.2% higher than the 16.5% recorded during the same period in 2024. The agency reported that 21 states and 103 local councils have recorded at least one confirmed Lassa fever case this year. It said that 4 states, including Ondo, Bauchi, Edo, and Taraba, accounted for 89% of all confirmed infections, with Ondo recording the highest number of incidents, followed by Bauchi, Edo, and Taraba. According to the report, young adults aged 21 to 30 years were the most affected, although infections were recorded across all age groups ranging from 1 to 9 to 6 years. The NCDC noted that cases were significantly higher among males than females, and confirmed that no new infections among healthcare workers were recorded during the week under review. You are currently listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We'll go straight to our analysis segment, where we have Peter Anosike, a current affairs analyst. He is also an academic doctor with PhD on consulting and profit management from Brennan University in the state of Delaware, US. He is also the author of the book Abuse of Power: How Democracy Turned into Tyranny of the Few. Dr. Anosike, thank you very much for joining us on the News at 12.
Thank you for having me.
Now let's go straight to the first topic for discussion, which is obviously the bombshell interview by a former aide of the defense minister, Matawalle. His name is Kamara, Musa Muhammad Kamara, where he did an interview on a Hausa language media outlet, where he says a whole lot of things, including exposing the former Zamfara state governor of Colluding with bandits, and using police hit squads on perceived political enemies, and to shield political friends. This is not exactly, will I say, breaking news now, is it? I mean, we've seen some people coming out to make some revelations that have not exactly been secret, but have actually been confirming, if not anything, some things that some other people have been saying about some governors in the north and APC before they came into power up to now, that they are the governing political party. What's your take on it?
Well, what this interview did is to confirm what the Canadian court did by saying that APC and PDP are terrorist organizations. Because what or the guy is talking about is terror and nothing more. That a former state governor in Nigeria was involved in acts of acts of terror. So for me, it's nothing new. My concern is really what is Matawalle still doing in the office. That is my concern now. What is he still doing in the office? Because when the former minister that's from Enugu State was accused of a certificate forgery. He did not wait for the court to declare him guilty. What he did was he resigned, and recently the two people in the downstream sector that were having a running battle with Dangote, who Dangote accused of using about 5 million or 5 billion that's for his children secondary school fees. The guy resigned without waiting for court to declare him guilty. Understand? So I'm still wondering what hold has Bendo Matawalle on Boname Tinubu that is still in the office. Because this allegation did not start today. The current governor of Zamfara State, Dauda, was deputy to Matawalle, and he confirmed that Matawalle was fully involved in terrorist acts, that he was involved in both arming, funding terrorists in Zamfara. This is a sitting governor saying this because he served under the government. So for me, I don't know why he will still be in the office up till now, because the allegations are heavy. They are weighty. This is not an allegation from a member of the opposition, or understand me. So if your name is smeared in an allegation, what you have to do is step aside and clear your name. Step aside and clear your name. So the current governor of Zamfara State, Dauda, has accused Matawalle of the same thing. Then his own appointee is also accusing him of the same thing. So what is he still doing in the office?
I mean, that wouldn't exactly be surprising when you consider this administration and the previous administration, obviously, have been accused of shielding terrorist financiers. I mean, the popular list is still, is still a huge call for these names to be released and for the person to be prosecuted. Some may say some of these names that have been coming out in a lot of this bombshell interview will most likely be on those lists. It's why the government of the day, as it were, may be shielding these people. Do you agree with that?
Well, it's just like in the United States, where everybody was saying, release the Epstein file, release it. Donald Trump said that a lot of where the Americans' name are there, that he just want to protect some people, and because of pressure, he has released it, and a lot of people are shocked of the names that the most loved American president name is there.
But then a lot of the files were redacted. I mean, it's about 90% of the documents were redacted, so you can't exactly call that released file.
But I say the names of the most loved people in America,
I know what you mean,
are in those files. Understand me? So that could also be the reason why government is protecting those particular files. Understand me? So for me, but the current minister of defense state, his name has been mentioned over and over in this case. For me, he should step aside. He has no justification. He has no credibility remaining there, because they say if one finger is a mess with oil, it will affect all the other fingers. So Matawalle remaining in Tinubu's cabinet might affect the whole cabinet.
I mean, we have a former minister of communication, I've forgotten his name, in the last administration, where there were lots of accusations against him.
Pantami.
Pantami, exactly. I mean, he stayed for a very long time in that government. So
no, Buhari is not. We shouldn't bring his name here, because he has never had a presence, so he doesn't know what's happening around him, even as a young man.
I mean, the same thing can be said for the Tinubu administration, where
Tinubu is very much aware. Tinubu's eyes are open. He knows what is happening.
Is it though? I mean, there have been people that
Tinubu and Buhari are not on the same
level. There have been people that are saying his cognitive ability is on the decline. I mean, maybe not as bad of that of Buhari, but still.
Tinubu
I mean, we saw
is aware. Tinubu is a one-man riot squad. Understand? Unlike Buhari, understand? Tinubu knows what is going on.
Okay. Now, kudos to the government. They've confirmed the release of 130 abducted Niger State students. What do you have to say on that? I mean, there's still a lot in captivity. Obviously, there's still a lot to be done in terms of that.
How we are there released, I want to know.
Well, which is one of the biggest talking points that's been dominating.
We are the bandits tired of
for months.
We are the bandits tired of feeding them and just say, okay, go. Understand? How we are they released? We are they rescued, or just a kind of a Christmas gift to the government?
I mean, it's obvious they weren't rescued. The information, several confirmation have been saying they were released. They were not rescued.
Okay.
There are two different
maybe
things here.
The ban, because feeding 50 people is another of a problem. So imagine when you have to feed over 100. So the issue is how we are there.
Or maybe the bandits were paid off.
Because there's no way they can just say go, because this is a business, this is investment. Understand?
It is.
Those motorcycles were bought, those guns were bought, bullets and so on and so forth. So there's no way they can just say, oh yeah, go. We are tired. Go, and you are Christians. Go and enjoy your Christmas. It cannot be. Now, so something must have exchanged hands.
Because of time, Dangote launches nationwide PMLCs at 739 naira via MRS stations. Now, it's obvious that lots of your filling stations have reduced their pump price. But the irony of it, though,
transport is still high.
Steve, I mean, it's not just, it has increased, if anything.
So for me, the benefit of Dangote reducing is not even there, because transporters is messing everything up.
Now, will you? We right now we have a culture of blaming government for 100% everything. This is one of those situations where you can say even we Nigerians are enemies of our own selves, and we deserve the kind of leaders we bring forth.
No, we shouldn't say we Nigerians. Transporters are also among the enemies of Nigerians.
I mean, they are the ordinary Nigerians. They are not in government. They are not federal government. They are not state government. They are not elected officials. Is what we are talking about here.
Because Dangote has reduced the pump price, but transporters are increasing transport fare. Why? What is their reason? Understand? So for me, I don't understand it. The money that you couldn't make here from January to November, there's no way you can make it in December. So what you are just doing is bringing a cost onto yourself. Understand? What they are just doing is bringing costs onto themselves. What they should have done, as pump price is coming down, transport fare should also be coming down, not going up.
Now, but one thing is for sure, though, this is unprecedented. I mean, this is the first time since I can remember, and from history and that I've read, Usually, this is the time occasioned by fuel scarcity. And because of that, the demand for is high, and because the demand is high, the price will go up. This is the first time.
Then we've not had a refinery since then that you are talking about. We don't have a refinery of our own in Nigeria. So now we now have a refinery.
So
that is in a way not affected by what is happening in the international market.
So what will be expected to be an optimist when you have more refineries like with the popular bois that I've been hearing, and maybe one or two refineries come? I mean, this is good news and good things to come for future Nigeria. If these things happen,
it is positive. It is positive that when other refineries come on board, now there will be competition among them, and when there's competition or even a fight between the refinery owners, the ordinary masses will benefit because they will be cutting down prices. That's to win people. Understand me? So for me, it is a good sign. It is a very good sign. But transporters should also be reciprocated. Understand? Transporters should also be reciprocated. For me, I don't see any reason why price of petrol is coming down, transport fare is increasing. It doesn't. So transporters are sabotaging what Dangote is doing. Transporters are sabotaging what Dangote is doing, and it's bad.
It is bad. Dr. Anosike, thank you very much. We wish we have time for more, but Mondays, there's a show at 12:30, so we'll have to round up. Thank you very much for your time. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
That was Peter Anosike, a current affairs analyst. He's an academic doctor with PhD in consulting and profit management from Bena University in the state of Delaware, US. He's the author of the book Abuse of Power: How Democracy Turned into Tyranny of the Few. And for a quick look at what's happening outside Nigeria, a Russian general has been killed in a car bombing in Moscow. Russia's investigative committee said Lieutenant General Fonil Salvarov died on Monday morning after an explosive device planted under a car detonated. Salvarov, aged 56, was the head of the Armed Forces Operational Training Department, the committee added. It said one theory being investigated was that the bomb was planted with the involvement of Ukrainian intelligence services. Ukraine has not commented. Savarov died in a hospital as a result of his injuries, the committee said, adding it had opened an investigation into murder and illegal trafficking of explosives. Investigators have been sent to the scene in a car park near an apartment block in the south of Russia's capital. According to Russian media, Savarov previously took part in combat operations during the Ossetian Ingush conflicts and the Chechen wars in the 1990s and early 2000s, and also led operations in Syria between 2015 and 2016. Since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, a number of military officials have been targeted in the Russian capital. And finally, on sport, Morocco secured a 2-0 victory over Comoros in their opening 2025 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON Group A match at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat. And Sunday night, the Atlas Lions took charge of the match from the first minute, with Ibrahim Diaz being a thorn in the Comoros' defense. Diaz got a well-deserved goal when he beat Pandor from close range to hand the host a 1-0 lead. Morocco's 2-0 victory over Comoros was sealed by Ayoub El Khabi, who proved to be an inspired substitute. The Olympiacos striker scored with a sublime acrobatic finish after connecting well with Anas Salah Eddin's cross in the 74th minute. And the North African giants deservedly emerged victorious in the night. The Atlas Lions, who are under Walid Regragui, will be looking to move one step closer to securing their spot in the round of 16 with the victory over Mali on 26 December. The Qualificators, on the other hand, will be disappointed after starting their Group A campaign with a defeat, having conceded two second-half goals, rather. Coach Stefano Cousin will be determined to ensure that Comoros return to winning ways when they face Zambia at the Mohammed V Stadium on 26 December. And just before we go here again, our top stories. Ex-aide accuses Tinubu's junior defense minister Matawalle of using police hit squad and colluding with bandits in Zamfara. Our presidency confirms release of 130 abducted Niger State school children. Dangote launches nationwide PMS sales at 739 naira via MRS stations. NCC slams telcos over poor telecom services. On our international scene, Russian general killed by car bomb in Moscow. And in sport, Morocco secured 2-0 victory over Comoros in AFCON 2025 opening game. And that's the world. There's our tour from Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I am Solomon of FM. Do follow our social media handles at VOP 903 FM and subscribe to our YouTube channel at VOP 903 FM. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.